Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown. You hear that line and you just know. You know something awful, something irreversible has just gone down, and there's not a single thing anyone can do to fix it. It's a line that just sticks with you, you know? Not just for what it says, but because of the absolutely shocking story that gets us there. So let's talk about the art of the plot twist. We've all been there, right? Sitting in a dark theater, the credits start to roll, and you're just floored. Mind completely blown, replaying the entire movie in your head, trying to see how you missed it. Well, today, we're not just going to list off a bunch of spoilers. No, we're going to pop the hood, we're going to deconstruct the machinery of the plot twist and figure out what makes it tick, what makes it so powerful, and why do the truly great ones stay with us pretty much forever. So what is a plot twist, really? I mean, at its core, it's basically a narrative bomb. It's this sudden reveal that doesn't just change the ending of the story, it completely changes everything that came before it. It takes our own assumptions and cleverly uses them against us, forcing us to rewind and see the whole film in a brand new, often shocking light. It is one of the most powerful tools in a storyteller's entire arsenal. So, let's look at a few of the big types. First up, we've got the identity reveal. This is that classic, wait, that's who they are moment? This is the kind of twist that just yanks the rug right out from under you, completely shattering your understanding of a character and revealing something that rewrites everything you thought you knew about them. Okay, let's kick things off with Fight Club. On one side, you have our narrator. We don't even get his name. He's an insomniac, just completely drowning in his corporate job, buying IKEA furniture just to feel something, anything. And then on the other side, there's Tyler Durden. He's this charismatic, dangerous, soap-making anarchist who wants to burn the whole system to the ground. They are polar opposites. And the twist? Boom. They're not just friends. They're not even two different people. The narrator is Tyler Durden. Every rebellious act, every punch, every unhinged speech, it was all him, hallucinating this perfect, anarchic alter ego. The second you realize that, the whole movie just snaps into this terrifying new perspective. You know the line, right? I see dead people. It's so famous, it's practically a meme at this point. But the real power, the true genius of The Sixth Sense, isn't just in that one terrified confession. No, the real twist is hidden in plain sight, and it revolves around the very person he's confessing to. See, the movie masterfully tricks you. You think you're watching a story about a little boy who can see ghosts, but the real story? It's about a ghost who doesn't realize he's dead. The final reveal that Bruce Willis's character was actually killed in the very first scene, it forces you to rethink every single interaction he's had. Why was his wife ignoring him? She couldn't see him. It's a twist that doesn't just shock you, it hits you with this absolutely devastating emotional weight. All right, now for what might be one of the greatest cinematic deceptions of all time, The Usual Suspects. The whole film is basically one long interrogation with this guy Roger Verbalkint. And as you can see, he's presented as this small, helpless, unassuming guy who just happened to survive a massacre. And he spins this incredible, intricate story for the cops about this almost mythical, terrifying crime lord named Keyser Söze. And then, the gut punch. Just moments after the cops let Kent go, the detective glances around his messy office, and his coffee mug drops. He realizes that every name, every place in Kent's story was pulled from the clippings on the bulletin board right behind him. And as he's putting it all together, we cut back to Kent walking away, and his limp vanishes. His curled hand straightens out. The weak, pathetic survivor was the monster all along, and we, the audience, were just as fooled as the detective was. Just brilliant. Okay, so our next category, the reality shift, takes this idea of deception and blows it up to a global scale. These are the twists that don't just mess with a single character, they completely shatter our understanding of the entire world the movie has built. The ground we thought we were standing on, yeah, it was never really there. I want you to picture this. It's 1968. You're in the theater watching Planet of the Apes. An astronaut, Charlton Heston's character, crash lands on what he thinks is some distant alien world. And on this planet, everything is flipped upside down. Intelligent talking apes are in charge, and humans are just mute animals in cages. So after this whole harrowing ordeal, he finally escapes and is riding a horse down a desolate beach. And then he sees it, sticking out of the sand, the ruined, iconic torch of the Statue of Liberty. The shock is just staggering. He's not on an alien planet millions of miles away. He's home. Or what's left of it. He was on Earth all along, just thousands of years in the future, after humanity blew it all up. It's a landmark twist that completely changed the game for sci-fi endings. Now for a twist that's a real mind-bender, because it's woven into the very fabric of the film's structure. In Arrival, we meet a linguist, Louise, and we keep seeing these heartbreaking scenes with her daughter who dies young. We think they're flashbacks. Then, in the present, she learns this alien language that literally changes how her brain perceives time. And that's when it hits us. And her. Those weren't flashbacks. They were flash-forwards. She was seeing her own future. And the most powerful part is that she chooses to have that daughter anyway, knowing all the joy and all the pain that's coming. All right, let's brace ourselves for our final category. This one is rough. It's the horrifying truth. These are the twists that don't offer some clever puzzle to solve. They just deliver a brutal, devastating dose of reality, of cruelty, of grim fate that leaves you feeling completely hollowed out. In David Fincher's masterpiece 7, Detectives Somerset and Mills are on the heels of a serial killer who's basing his murders on the 7 deadly sins. The hunt is almost over. They finally have the killer, John Doe, in custody. But he tells them his work isn't finished. There are 2 more sins to go: envy and wrath. He leads them out to the middle of nowhere, just as a delivery van mysteriously pulls up. What's in the box? The question echoes through cinema history. The answer? It's the head of Detective Mills's wife. John Doe was envious of Mills's normal life, so he took it from him. And in that one horrific moment, the killer wins. He successfully baits the devastated, heartbroken Mills into executing him, thereby becoming the final piece in the twisted masterpiece, the embodiment of wrath. Evil wins. It is just relentlessly bleak. And that brings us right back to where we started. In Chinatown, our detective Jake Gittes, he tries so hard to expose this massive web of corruption and abuse. He tries to do the right thing, to save the heroine, Evelyn. But it's all for nothing. In the end, Evelyn is shot and killed by the police. The monster, Noah Cross, gets away with absolutely everything. And worse, he gets custody of the very child at the center of all the horror. There's no justice, there's no hope, there's just that final gutting whisper, "Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown." But if you want to talk about the horrifying truth, I mean nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the ending of The Mist. A father and his son, along with a few others, make a desperate escape. But then the worst happens. The car runs out of gas. They're stranded, surrounded by monsters. Believing that a horrific death is just seconds away, the father makes an unthinkable choice. He uses the last 4 bullets in his gun as an act of mercy on his friends and on his own young son. He gets out of the car, broken, screaming into the mist for the monsters to just come and take him. And then the mist begins to clear, and through it, he sees the lights of army trucks filled with survivors. Help wasn't just on the way, it was literally seconds away. He killed his son and everyone else for absolutely nothing. It is one of the most soul-crushing, nihilistic, brutal endings ever put on film. So brutal, in fact, that Stephen King, who wrote the book, said he preferred the movie's ending to his own. So after all that, you gotta ask, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we seek out these stories that shock us and break our hearts? What is it about a good twist that makes it so unforgettable? Let's break down why these narrative bombshells have such a lasting impact. It really boils down to a few key things. First, a great twist recontextualizes the entire story. It turns the movie into a puzzle, and our brains get this little jolt of satisfaction when we suddenly see how all the pieces fit. It makes you want to immediately watch it again to catch all the clues you missed. It also challenges our assumptions. We're wired to look for patterns, and a great twist just completely subverts what we expect, making us question everything. And of course, it delivers a raw emotional punch that hits you right in the gut. But maybe most importantly, the best twists reveal a film's true, deeper theme. The ending of Chinatown isn't just a sad event, it's a powerful statement about corruption and power. At the end of the day, a masterful twist isn't just a cheap party trick designed to surprise you. It enriches the entire story. It adds these incredible layers of meaning and complexity. It doesn't feel like it came out of nowhere. It feels inevitable, like a shattering truth that was hiding in plain sight the entire time. And it's that redefinition of the journey that makes a story truly unforgettable. Which kind of leaves us with one last thought, bringing us back to that profound question from Arrival. If you could see your entire life laid out before you from the very beginning to the very end, would you change things? Faced with the full picture, all the joy, all the pain, the wins and the losses, what choices would you really make? It's something to think about, for sure.